through his business deals. I mean, he's I don't know if he still is. Is he still part owner of the Dodgers, or was he just a president?
No, he was
I
part.
think he was part of the
owner.
Part owner.
Yeah, part
so
owner.
he's still part owner,
Yeah.
and he's part owner of the
Lakers.
Lakers, and he runs it.
And he has the cinemas, and he has restaurants, and I mean, the guy's everywhere. Magic is the man. He doesn't have to do shit. He can just wake up and wipe his ass with $100 bills. Yeah, he never run out of that is his meds. He just eats $100 bills. Yeah, you didn't see that South Park episode where he sleeps on money? His whole house is covered in money, and that's like they're like this. He's like, yeah, I got the cure for AIDS. Da 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 da. They're like, I don't know. I just sleep around money all the time. His toilet was money. Everything was fucking money. It was hilarious. Yeah, that's all. The whole.
I guess he never has to go to the ATM, huh?
Nah, everything was fucking money, man. You've never seen the episode? It's old episode, but yeah, they wanted the cure for AIDS, and they fucking went to see what was up with Magic. It's pretty
4
funny.
minutes, dude, man. All right, I'm gonna look for a freaking timer thing, and then an on-air thing. I'll make this mess official. Oh, let me see how much that.
Man, I don't even know what to say to my buddy just now. He just sent me a message saying that his wife went into labor last week, and she lost one of her twins. And he's just telling everybody now. What do I say? That just hit me right now. What do I say to that? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to use the typical "I'm sorry for your loss." It's more like,
No, he's one of my best friends.
Yeah, if you need me, I'm here.
That's basically what I just said. This is basically what I said. I was like, I got you if you need anything, man. I've been friends with this guy since I was like 5 years old. So. All right, I'm about to hit share on this, guys. I don't know. I think Kawhi is the big piece, man. I think AD is the best piece. Mhm. But Kawhi is the real piece. Like
He's the real MVP.
Cause I mean, who cares where LeBron goes?
But the thing is, like, what if he doesn't go there?
He might just stay in Cleveland.
Dude, like, what if they try recruiting him to Cleveland? Would that make?
He could go to Cleveland. They just have to do a sign and trade. They give him the number 8 pick. They give him Kevin Love, and they get Kawhi.
Yeah, they'll have to get rid of Love.
Right?
Love.
But would you rather have Kawhi on your team than Love?
Oh yeah.
Right? Top 5 defender in the league.
Oh yeah.
Most efficient player
He
in the league.
Can create his own shot. Well, so can Love, but
Now the other one is KD hasn't signed with Golden State yet. And
He can't sign until.
KD not signing with Golden State leaves the door open for him to go anywhere LeBron goes with cap space.
no, he won't do that. He's come out multiple times saying he is staying. He's just not gonna take a pay cut this time. You don't think so, man?
We don't know. We could talk. We can talk this shit to a blue in the face. We don't know what they're gonna do.
That's all speculation,
that was
man.
bad.
That's all we're doing. We are high level speculators.
High level.
What's the? We're surveyors. Surveyors.
Two Asians Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? Welcome to podcast number 15. Today is June 20th, 2018. You know where we're at. Downtown Fayetteville, Fall Labs. I am Andy Liu.
And I'm Sam Mack.
And this is Two Asian.
Talk sports.
And welcome to TATS Live.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Hogs baseball team, man.
Yeah, 7-4.
Yeah,
7-4.
just ended within the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, there was a
What's
lot
up?
of delays. I think the game was supposed to go on yesterday, right?
Yeah, postponed to the day.
Up in Omaha. You were just in Omaha.
Yeah, I was there for a quick trip. Got there Saturday night. Hung around Sunday.
Caught the game.
Atmosphere there is amazing, man. It's packed. Everybody's.
How big is it? How much can it hold?
What, the stadium?
Yeah, is
about
it,
24,000.
Is it bigger than the
Yeah,
stadium?
yeah.
Like 2x?
Yeah, it's about 2 times. Yeah, it's just they got a lot of things going around the stadium. You know what I mean? This and that. There's a lot of things you play around, like booths set up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's a great time to hang out there because everybody's feeling like they got a chance. So everybody's drinking, right, hanging out. You know what I mean? It's just a great atmosphere, man.
No, that's baseball game.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So yeah, man, it's definitely like if somebody wants to go check it out that first weekend. First weekend's the time to go. Yeah.
So with the W, they are. You said they're playing Florida State Friday.
The winner of Texas Tech and Florida.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And they'll play the winner of that.
And they played the winner of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, on Friday.
So. Well, go Hogs, representing the shirt.
Mm-hmm. Represent
so,
hat.
Good luck. Good luck with the College World Series.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna jump into something that's been going around for the past week.
Yeah.
We'll jump straight into football.
World
Cup. We got some World Cup.
Most teams
on.
have played once at least. Some have played twice.
Yeah, today was the second day of the second rounds. So kind of talk about a few interesting matchups that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
I think we definitely got to start with probably the highest scoring one.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it was back and forth. I think Russia won like 5-0 or whatever, but Spain, Portugal, that one.
Yeah.
That was definitely
that was a nail biter.
Yeah, and you know, like I think the commentators were like, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of hype around this game, and I want to say for me personally, I don't watch a lot of soccer,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, this delivered.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw that they were in the same group at the drawings, I was like, holy moly, man, this is gonna be a freaking, a war, you know?
It's gonna be tight. We'll talk about that.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
gonna be
whoa,
tight.
yeah. It was just like Spain and Portugal. You know, they're like in the same peninsula. You know, geographically. You know, this and that. You know, so they're pretty. They know each other real well.
Yeah. No. They definitely do, and you know, Ronaldo scored all the goals. Right,
especially that last one, I was like, "Holy crap, man! This free kick's in the danger zone, man."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like,
they always talk about, you know, his, you know, is this his striking distance?
Yeah.
You know, and like I think every free kick that he got were within his striking distance. I think the first one was the penalty kick because he got tripped. But hey, just before we get into that, soccer players are the biggest floppers I've ever seen in my life. Like, we'll get into that in these later matches.
Was it more prevalent in the European leagues, or are you saying as a whole?
Man, like, you know, like I don't watch too much soccer. I know like flopping comes from them a lot, but I mean, like whenever they do the replays, it's funny.
Yeah,
you can search. You know, like I think the one that really brings up is it was one with Bosch where like someone swung the elbow and it never touched him and he falls back. There was some of that here.
Yeah, there's some of that
here. I think it was today's game. Was it Spain and Iran?
Iran.
Who's the guy that scored the 2 goals for Spain last game?
Costa.
Yeah, like
Costa.
he the goalkeeper got the ball and then he was just walking away and then they got tripped up. And he flopped, and the goalkeeper flopped, and Costa was not very happy because I think they were about to call a foul or pull a card on him.
Nah.
But then they kind of looked at the situation.
You know what I'm saying? I would love it if they could pull a card on a player after the game, so it counts for the next game for flopping.
For flopping.
That's what I think should
and
happen.
that's what the NBA does.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, you know what I mean?
That
That would end flopping in soccer.
Yeah.
Because things would get reviewed and this and that.
Or they could actually grab the part that's hurt. You know, I see that all the time.
Well, I mean, no, that's what they do a lot.
You know,
It's like
Or is it
Doing
hurt?
acting classes.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's pretty
Just
messy.
get clipped and
It's
just
pretty
hold
messy.
on and then just bang on the floor, and then when they don't see the ref comes, they get up, right?
No. What they need is that trainer from the sidelines come with this magic spray and spray whatever on it. Like damn, my calf's brand new now.
Yeah, so it'll be good.
We got hashtag
Yeah.
Hogs. So you got some Hog fans
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
Merle.
Yup.
That's Merle. What's up?
That's only in Arkansas do you get 4-letter words with Earl at the end. I got a customer named Burl. You know, now you got Merle.
No, yeah.
And the female version is what, Burl? All right, so you guys went Spain, Portugal. Now you're on Brazil and Switzerland.
Brazil and Switzerland.
Brazil's not showing up, man.
Yeah, they're not. That match, I think they kind of had to do something about this with the fouling situation. So you know they fouled the best player 10 times out of the 19 fouls that they got.
That was a record for one player being
Yeah, that was a record. And I mean, like this guy's already kind of hurt. I think he had to skip the last practice. He had to get out early. It was like a precaution thing because you know he just came back from a serious leg injury. I think it was it ACL or is it
Foot or
broken
something
leg?
like that.
It was a foot.
Something like
Was
that.
it
It's a foot, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they got to do something about those fouls.
Well-
it's like hack a shack except no free throws.
No free throws, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you brought this up too about the ref, Sam, where you were talking about, you know, the ref was a rookie basically, and he didn't know how to control the match.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Refs,
yeah, us not being soccer guys, you're talking about how refs have a lot of power.
they do.
Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Oh, refs, man. I mean, like, too many fouls can draw like yellow card. I mean, it means like fouls, like flagrant fouls. They gotta, you know what I'm saying? If there's too many fouls on a guy, like all the time.
So there's no
you
can't foul. Like, as long
no
as you don't
legitimate
yellow card.
challenge. Yeah.
As long as you don't get yellow cards, if you just like just do a common foul, like I guess a trip would just be a common foul.
Yeah.
Like you have to do something more extravagant, like pushing the guy down. That might be a
Yeah.
yellow card.
Was
right?
there anything you saw that Neymar should have got a yellow card, like received the yellow card to his benefit?
Not that I.
No, they
recall.
just beat him up a little.
Yeah,
See,
they
that's
kind of rough him up.
That's not
Yeah.
not fair, right? I mean, because like you're gonna beat up their best player, and there's no reward for that, right? So there's like and
Well,
the
not
other way to look
reward,
at it, there's no
penalty.
consequence for them to keep fouling this guy. Obviously they found him outside the box, right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing you can do. I mean, like I don't think that's I mean, it's a great strategy. And you're just playing within the rules, right? But I mean, as somebody watching soccer, like I don't want to see that.
It used to be. I mean,
It slows the game down.
it's kind of like what used to be in the NFL, where you can rough up receivers coming off the line all the way downfield. You can rough them up.
Now it's 5 yards.
Now you can't touch them. You know, you can't even breathe on them. You know what I mean? I mean, you know what I mean?
FIFA's quick to adjust
Things just really
rules, though.
change. What's up?
The FIFA has been quick to adjust rules. They were one of the first to adopt replay. You know, they have been forward thinking in that. Do you think that maybe they should change some of those foul rules where there's either a penalty or a free kick assessed after 3 or 4 or 5 in a certain half for a team?
Like would it be like like accumulative, or would it just be from that one player or the player that it's against?
And that's what we're asking. Sam.
Like personal fouls, like kind of keep track.
Like start counting them. I mean, like I guess
Yeah, that'd be interesting to talk about, because some players are known to be dirty and
So
stuff
4
like that. You
team
know what I'm saying?
fouls or 5 team fouls,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
free kick.
free kick.
I mean, they get a free
Or a
kick,
corner kick. You know?
like in
Oh
like
yeah.
a direct free
That'd
kick.
be fair. I think a corner would be fair. Like penalty.
Yeah.
Would be too much.
Yeah, it's too much. A
Too much,
corner,
too
yeah,
easy.
maybe like
A
a
corner?
free
because
corner.
a single goal can.
Yeah, and then it will
Yeah.
keep going
Yeah.
until the half is over, and then the next half you start.
Free
over again.
another corner. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's a lot. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
every
maybe
corner
maybe
after.
5 fouls. Does that be too much? Well, they fouled him 19 times. What's the average game like average fouls per
I
team?
think
per
I'd probably
game?
get into double digits, but 19 is pretty high too.
19's
Probably
pretty
like 10, 12.
Yeah, so I would say 5.5. After
Mm-hmm.
5, you get corners.
From then on up.
Only if it's on The other side. It has to be probably like the last
it,
quarter of the
it
field.
has to be.
Last quarter of the field on each end.
Last quarter.
So in
yeah,
the strike zone, basically.
Yeah.
Or in the green zone where you're going for the goal.
The thing is, if you're in that quarter of the field anyways, you might want to take a free kick instead of a corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're that close already.
I mean, if you have Ronaldo, yeah, you want the free kick.
So if you
Maybe
make
give them a
one rule
choice.
change, what would that rule change be?
A play on the field, like foul wise and things like that.
I don't know, just like something to make the game better because obviously they're playing within the rules, but it doesn't make the game fun to watch. You know, and like you said, there's no consequences.
And you're not protecting your star player.
Yeah, I just wish they would protect like accumulative fouls and things like that.
But a ref can do that by giving a yellow card to somebody, right? He could actually.
But that would have to be
more
flagrant.
That'd be serious. So because if they get another one, they're
out
one game.
The rest of the game and the next game, something like that.
That's how you control the pace of the game, though. Because if you're like,
So
hey,
you've
gone too far,
You're punishing the team too. See, so
that player should know better.
Did they play shorthanded?
Oh yeah, like in the Colombian in Japan
So
game.
if somebody gets a red card, they play shorthanded, and the next game.
The rest of the game, the guy, I don't think he plays either.
Okay, so he doesn't play the next game, but they'll be full strength next game.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm not too sure on all but yeah. Yep. So I mean the refs need to control the game. You know, that's what I just think.
Well, let's talk about this messy fail. MESSI.
Y'all get it?
Yeah, a messy fail. My goodness, man.
Was he the reason Argentina lost, Andy?
They tied.
Is it considered a loss though?
Well, I mean, like they had
it.
They had it, right? But yeah, I mean, I would say, is it much to blame? Yeah, you know, and I think
penalties, man. Your star player, man, that's got to be a give me, man.
Yeah,
it's like a free throw.
Like I was asking you guys, hey, what does these guys rank? And he's like, number 2, number 3 right
top.
now. So you can't mess that up.
Because
he's not the
is that the GOAT? Is Ronaldo?
Ronaldo's the
that's what they consider, yeah.
Of the 3 top players, the only one that's shown up in match play so far has been Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And
thing is, his team needs him because he doesn't have the same type of team.
So he's LeBron of the
as the other guy. Yeah. So he has to show up.
So he's got a bunch of J.R. Smith.
And he's rocking the same. He's wearing the same
Portugal's
jersey
good too, but they're not. I don't think. I mean, they'll probably get to the quarterfinals, but they're definitely not top 4 in my book. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No, we'll talk about that. But whenever I was watching the game, they were like, Messi hasn't really showed up in the World Cup, and I guess that is still true. I think they have a game tomorrow, so we'll see.
Did anybody get thrown off by Iceland's jersey saying "Island" on it?
Iceland.
That's how they say it.
Well, I was watching some of it on a Spanish channel, you know what I'm saying? Like the 3-letter initial ISL,
Yeah, that's how it is.
It's like
in Nordic, it's
Arabia, like
Islam.
KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Like South Africa's 3-letter thing.
I never known. I was like, Kazakhstan?
I know you said that. No, okay. Like South Africa, their 3-letter initials RSA. I mean, it's the Republic of South Africa. You know what I'm saying? It's just something like that.
All right, so Ronaldo basically broke a record for most goals
by a European player
at his age for the first hat trick, or the hat trick at his age
in international. Oh yeah, with hat tricks too.
And if in the World Cup, he's the oldest player to have a hat trick.
Oh, okay, yeah,
he broke 2 records
and
on one day.
That was like early 30s, right?
Yeah, you don't really play that far in soccer. You know what I mean? Because World Cups are every 4 years.
They play like I mean a guy like he plays like the regular season, like from August to May. And then
that's a long season.
Yeah, and then they play some mid-game weeks during the regular season for like Spanish Cup or whatever. I don't know.
They have like all these tournaments.
All these tournaments within the season, and then they have Championship League, and then they have the national team obligations, and then every summer the international teams have like these different tournaments they play in, like Confederations Cup and things like that. It's just they don't have an off season.
But that's why they're the most probably.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Yeah.
They have no off season, man.
And you don't really hear about ACL tears or anything like that because they're consistently running. They've been training since they were kids to be able to do that. Where NBA and NFL players, they run in spurts, up and down, a quick sprint. Now we're lateral. Soccer players are consistently running, so you don't get a lot of those same injuries that you get from the hard contact.
They make some sprints, like That's a well-timed run
It is
or something
well-
like that, right?
No, like, dude, like, speaking of these sprints, like, I've never watched, like, Ronaldo really play. Dude, that dude is fast.
Yeah.
Dude, like,
Yeah,
like, whenever you get the ball, like, you see, like, everybody chopping, you see him, he's like, whoa.
Yeah. Like, it's like you can tell when a good player like touches the ball because he seemed like he moves smoother and quicker than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned this earlier on the chat, man. If you ever play them on a FIFA soccer game, they dribble faster than some guys sprinting in the video game. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
In Brazil, if you watch Brazil, it seems like they underachieved, right? Because they have all those athletes.
Yeah.
Right? They should. It doesn't just take Neymar. Neymar could not play for them, and they should still be a favorite to win.
Yeah. You know, with Neymar, they have a better chance at it all. You know what I mean? But
what happened was like
they
they probably
could.
like did a lot of isolations with Neymar and probably not utilizing the whole team there.
The LeBron syndrome.
Yeah.
Or the Harden.
Everything goes back to LeBron. All right. Mexico, Germany was a big upset.
Big upset.
Big upset.
Big upset.
First time, I think I read somewhere, I didn't look it up or I didn't, but it's just the first time Mexico's beaten Germany in international play. First time ever.
If you're gonna do it, that's the time to do
Doing
it.
the big stage.
No, they did. Like, they were saying, like, the coach had, like, 7 to 8 months to prep for this because, you know, like, he knew the match way ahead of time. And they said he masterminded the defensive scheme to slow Germany down. So, you know, now that he knows the rest of the schedule, let's see how masterful he is with this craft, and let's see how they do the rest of the tournament. I mean, you know, obviously you're not just trying to beat one team. I mean, beating Germany, yeah, it's a huge statement, but how did they do the rest of the way?
It's a big opening day, you know, kind of like
No,
that
it's
first
definitely,
week,
like, huge.
first week of the season, you know. You go 5 for 5 with 2 home runs.
Yep.
Well, I still like Iceland.
I
still like them. They're a
Iceland?
big team. I think they can still make it out of that Group D.
Yeah, I told you, like, when the picks, they're my dark horse. I mean, like that's the, like, sleeper, rather.
It looks like a bunch of real thin Vikings out there.
I don't think
They're all
anybody here picked
6'3",
Russia. I don't think
6'4".
anybody
Yeah, I
picked
didn't pick
Russia.
them, no.
Russia's
I picked
look-
Egypt, and they're out.
Russia's look dominant.
Well, you know, they're paying those refs off. We
Well,
keep saying that.
You know, we
Yeah.
can't get
They're
into
coming
that.
out.
The
They
host team.
also had the easiest group. Group A was the easiest group to come out of, right?
Who was the first team that they just beat up on 5-0?
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's out.
But yeah, they're 2-0.
Egypt's out.
They're 2-0. You know, both you got Russia and Uruguay. Uruguay.
8 goals.
Uruguay. That's how it is.
Uruguay.
They advanced out of
Yeah.
Group
They
A.
won today.
Yeah, they were
1-0.
So do we know what Russia is really? Because those teams were not quality. Like USA would have been a better in Group A than Saudi Arabia.
So that's the next match, right? Russia and Uruguay.
Uruguay, yeah. That's going to be...
You still goals for is 8-2. So
Yeah.
Russia's been scoring like crazy.
But,
But this is a better team.
But Uruguay, man, they're 2 guys up front, Luis Suarez and Cavani. Those guys are world-class players. They're on, like, top flight teams
got the goal today.
in their league, you know. Like, Suarez plays for Barcelona, and
With
Cavani...
Messi, right? He plays with
Yeah, he plays with Messi, and Cavani plays with Neymar in PSG.
PSG.
Paris Saint-Germain or whatever they call it.
Hey, you know this. You're
man.
looking at us
Those
like
are
we're
top
supposed to know.
teams in the leagues. You know what I'm saying? In the leagues
I'm just
that
nodding.
they play in. So, I mean, Russians don't have any guys like that. You know what I mean?
And you brought up a really good point about Group B earlier, because Spain and Portugal had the tie, and Iran has the win. So if Iran beats Portugal, there's no more Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Which would be unfortunate because I feel like they've done a lot, but you know, Spain, I would say for the most part, pretty safe. They're playing
Morocco.
Yeah.
and Morocco's done.
Yeah.
right?
They're.
But you know, with this Iran matchup, which is I think it's going to be on Monday, so that'll be a really good matchup for everyone to
Spain's
pay
already,
attention to. They played Spain tough.
But it goes to aggregate scoring, right?
Goal differential is the first tiebreaker.
So
Goal
because Spain got the win against Morocco, right? Then they got the tie with Portugal, but they both have 4 goals for and 3 goals against.
Yeah.
And they have a 1-goal differential with 4 points. So Portugal has to at least score a goal to get out of the round. But then it would be Portugal and
They could tie it.
it would be Portugal and
they
Iran.
have to they have to draw in order to advance.
Spain doesn't have any more. Yeah, they have to draw.
Yeah.
So Portugal has to Well, no, because then it would. Well, they get the loss.
They just have to not lose.
Yeah,
they just have to not lose, and Spain has to not lose. But they're such a big favorite in this tournament that I can't see them.
I don't know, man.
You know, crazier things happen.
Can't see them tanking, but
can't see them losing doesn't really mean anything, you know.
Well, they have some drama too this year.
Yeah.
Group C, nobody's paying attention to. What's going on with that? That's
who's
France, Denmark, Australia, and Peru.
Oh yeah, see, I told you, France and Denmark, they won their
France
games,
won.
and Denmark won the game. You know what I mean?
Group C and Group A look really similar when you're breaking them down. You have top heavy and then
France.
Yeah. You know,
Denmark and
and then Group
Peru
D,
was they thought like they might be able to come out of that group, but I don't know.
In your Group D, you got Croatia, Argentina, Iceland, and Nigeria, and I mean.
Croatia's playing Argentina tomorrow.
They won their first game. So,
so they have to. Like, Argentina's in a pickle here.
Yeah, Argentina has to win tomorrow.
They're in a pickle. They're in a bind. So, you know, what makes Messi so special is that he's no bigger than you, Andy, and he's a top 2 player in the world.
He's like Altuve.
Yeah. Altuve.
You know, that's what makes him special. That, you know, he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, he's just best.
He's the best.
And he's sort of a mystery. He doesn't give a lot of interviews. He's not standing outside with no shirt on, you know what I'm saying? He's like a mystery.
And
you know
he's
what
a
I'm
lefty. He's a lefty, too.
Yeah.
He's left-footed. So
yeah, he is.
Do you think the Maradona comparisons are what kill him?
Man, there's so much pressure on him, man. They were runner-ups last tournament, man. Oh, man, it's just... They're just dying for a winner.
They need to make it out of this round.
See, he quit the national team for a period because he got fed up with all the.
Well, maybe
you know what I'm saying?
No,
I think crazy.
It's pretty much a must-win tomorrow for Argentina.
And Maradona showing up doesn't seem to give them much good luck in these games. Maybe he should just stay at home and watch from the hotel.
Watch it from the hotel.
Yeah.
With the big screen outside. You know what I mean?
So from all the games you guys have watched. Because you guys watch just about every game in our chat. Who's looked the best and who do you think is still going to come out? You still have your regular picks or you?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
that's one game each.
Russia hasn't played anybody, but they look dominant.
So you are like sold.
He's sold on Russia.
I'm sure they can do something.
Sold on Mother Russia.
Yeah. I'm sure they can do something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Some rubles.
I'm sure they can.
50 rubles for you.
But I think Portugal's probably a surprise, right? Am I right? I mean, like, they thought they were good, but I mean, they played pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I had 2 low-scoring teams. I had Japan and South Korea. South Korea still hasn't scored yet. You know, it's been 1 game, right? But Japan has scored. I think they scored 2 already, so that's probably not going to be what you call it. But England's look good. I mean, especially Harry Kane.
That's my boy. He has the best porn name in soccer.
Hell yeah.
Harry Kane. We talked about it. Not only did he score once, he scored
That's
twice.
my guy. That's who I've been talking about since before the cup started. Me and him are hanging out. I'm going to hang out with Harry Kane.
Yeah, hang out with Harry Kane.
Yeah, we're going to have Danity Kane serenade.
Danity Kane.
And we're gonna hang out with him. Oh, man.
Kane, man.
All right,
yeah,
so
don't pull that out. I haven't heard that in years.
There is we pull things out of places they're not supposed to come from. All the time. So with all that said, you like England, you like Russia. Russia's your top team.
Well, not my top team, but they've come up.
It's kind of like
they were not on the map.
It's kind of like Cleveland in the East, though, right? Everybody talks about how badass they are in the East, and then they get smashed by a West team. They're coming out of the softest group, so I just don't know what they are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like. So again, I am a amateur soccer watcher. From my view, like Russia looked good. Like I mean, they may Group A may be very weak, but I mean, like I don't think scoring 5 goals in a game is very easy.
No, hell no. How many 5?
Yeah, I mean, you still got to go through 11 guys, right?
And that's what Germany did last World Cup. They opened up with like a 4-goal game and a 3-goal game. They opened up really strong and took the whole thing.
But they dropped 7 on Brazil. In Brazil, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, man. That was like, I don't want to get into that, but man, that game was just like weird from the beginning.
I think that's one of those times when players just tune everything else out and play the game. You know, you get momentum and you beat somebody down, and then you just keep piling it on.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with Russia beating Egypt, Egypt is known as a good defensive team. You know, like they're not a strong like offensive team where they're gonna get you in a shootout. But I think they put up 3 on them. You know, right?
Yeah.
It was 3-1.
So they have strikers that you like from what you've seen because you've watched every game.
Yeah, I think I watched every game for the most part. I even woke up for that one 5 a.m. game. There was one game. I think that was the France game.
France Australia.
Yeah, that was the only 5 a.m. game so far, which was very weird on the schedule.
I'm
That was
getting
the
up
only
at 5 a.m.
See, look at in the France game, they re-scored a goal. You hear about that? Paul Dogba.
No.
His goal that he supposedly scored has been what they call kind of like in baseball or whatever, or basketball, where they change a 3 to a 2 or something like that. This is the case in soccer where they changed the scoring on his goal to another player's own goal.
Somebody else hit it in the same.
Yeah, the defender scored an own goal. So that's another score in soccer that they don't have.
Oh, it's a different category. So you don't get the last person that touched it.
Yeah, no. The last defender who touched the ball is given like a negative goal.
Even if
I know what I'm saying.
That's great. Even if he's not anyone who really had anything to do with the play at that point.
No, if he headed it like he was trying to head the ball like somewhere else, but it ended up in the goal or something. Yeah, that's a goal on the defender.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I learned
That's a score that they actually keep.
A lot of new things in soccer.
Yeah.
You know, like goals. You know, hockey uses goals too, right? But whenever they tie the game, they just call it. They tied it up. It's called the equalizer.
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 They got a lot of like lingo.
Yeah,
there's a lot of lingo.
Today. Yeah, well, no, hat trick they use in hockey. Yeah, hat trick is normal, but the equalizer that was different. They're like,
equalizer.
They were like, I ran with the equalizer, and then we all shout out equalizer in the chat. And then they took it back offsides,
or they level it up or something like that. Yeah.
I don't like offsides in soccer.
I don't even understand what the offsides is.
I don't like the way
it's necessary because if there wasn't soccer, people just be what they call football got the term from putting it down the field every play. They'd be just kicking it all the way down, you know what I mean?
Like cherry picking.
Yeah. I mean, with the offsides, you have to be able to time a run to make it more interesting.
To get there before that smaller box, right? Is that
No.
Offsides, you can't be behind the last defender.
Yeah. So when the ball is played to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the ball, or the guy that's getting the ball passed to, has to be slightly behind at the very least.
Until the ball gets there.
No, until the ball is touched towards him. Oh. And then he can run. Towards the ball. That's
a lot to calculate in real time for a ref.
That's why
they should space it because of the way they cut the grass, you can easily see the lines. They should be before the last line instead of the last defender. Because then
I think they should make it clear like a line is much easier to see.
See, that's why refs have a lot of power. That's another thing.
I mean, the offsides could be so close sometimes.
Yeah, it could be so close, and people arguing. I mean, riots have been over. You know what I'm saying?
I heard soccer.
Yeah, that's why. They go to VAR. They'll be like,
they all got the little microphones.
No, offsides. Yeah.
Before every match, you see them pan over to like 4 or 5 of those refs representing different countries. It's like, it's just imagine like all the other historical matches, like if they had that.
Yeah.
How outcomes would be completely different.
Well, on that note, World Cup has been pretty exciting.
No, it has. I wish there was more games because it's only in the morning. It's like 7 a.m., 10 a.m.
It's a 6 hour, like 8 hour difference, like 8 hour difference.
Oh, I wish the first one was at 7 a.m. Man, that's an early.
We want
day.
everything on our time, the way we want it.
Just watch it on tape delay, man.
It's so hard to watch anything nowadays.
Well, because I check ESPN all the time, and then I see the whole.
That's why. That's a part of the reason why I started watching soccer, like the European leagues, because they were on so early in the morning. It didn't interfere with what I was going to be doing that afternoon. Games were over 1 o'clock, and I get to go out and watch. Anything.
So should we start NFL games at 9 a.m.?
Yeah, they do for the London games.
They do it for the London.
Yeah,
but I know.
I always miss those games.
I wake up for the London games.
Well,
I always miss those long
on the
games.
West Coast, like games,
I always have money on them though.
like
so
the like the first game in the NFL starts at 10 in the morning. If you live in the Pacific time zone,
Yeah.
Alaska,
Right,
Hawaii, you know what I mean? They start.
Well,
even
that's why
earlier.
people on the West Coast love football because it's football. All
Yeah,
day.
because they can watch all the games and they can
And
still go out.
out.
You know, like for us, we're watching the last game. It's like, oh, the game's over. Oh, I gotta go home.
Or the game is, I mean, you watch the last game and you're kind of drunk and you take a nap and wake up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Time still go. You know, still got plenty of time.
Yeah, I need
Here,
to
you
go.
know, if you're passed out, I mean, if you passed out at the end of the last game, you waking up at 4 in the
Why the
morning.
East Coast?
You wake up, it's time to go to work.
No, yeah. It's just,
No, thank you. No, thank you.
yeah.
All right, so let's talk some fun stuff.
Nah.
Let's transition a little bit because there's some big stuff going on. We have a lot of free agency talk in the NBA. You have a lot of draft talk in the NBA, and there's a whole bunch of scenarios that are all. It's a crazy
Yeah.
season right now.
It's been a crazy week for basketball. But before we get into NBA draft talk,
Oh
Yeah,
right.
who's-
That's top 5?
we're gonna talk about our top 5
Bust.
busts, and that'll go with all sports. Sam,
See, this might sound a little harsh. You know what I mean? But I mean, some people might know about the Royce White story. I put him down. Not that I truly think he was a bust, but
he just never showed up.
yeah, he had some mental health issues, and I'm not saying this and that, but I'm saying like it's just
He was a first rounder, right?
yeah, first rounder.
He was a first rounder, and you enter yourself into the draft.
and he was drafted, and he never
can't
played.
fly. Can't fly.
He couldn't fly. Like and some kind of anxiety takes over or something when he gets on a plane. I mean, I don't know, but he never played a game. But it's just something to think about. You know what I mean? I mean, like he's got issues. Team basically is. I
Still
mean,
drafted him.
it's
It was
still-
the Rockets, right?
Yeah, the Rockets drafted him.
Rockets.
Never played a minute for them.
No.
So
I think
it's just-
they put him into the D League because they traveled by bus. More, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was unfortunate and definitely wasted. I mean, you know, this guy has.
But it might. I mean, I only brought it up because some people don't know about him, but might be able to, you know what I mean, read more into it and maybe, I mean, since he like got drafted, you know, I mean, there's been more mental health like things going on with the league and things like that.
DeRozan came out this year.
Yeah.
Love came out, you know, with depression.
Yeah, it's just
and whatnot. Everybody's like, man, these guys are getting paid big bucks. You know, they can't have problems. Like, no, I mean, they're still humans. And a lot of
Yeah.
people forget about that. You know, they just think, oh, you know, these guys get to be on TV. They make the big
Yeah.
bucks. They got the house. They got the cars. They got whatever they want. But it's like, at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all have the same issues. We all fight the same battles.
yeah, man, yeah. It's just I like I said, I brought it up. Hopefully, there's progress on this thing because
Yeah, no, hopefully
it's unfortunate.
No,
it's
it
very
really was.
unfortunate,
It's
man.
really unfortunate
It's-
that happens.
You
to
just
him.
don't want
I
to
mean,
sweep it under the rug. Yeah, Nate Robinson came out talking about he was depressed, he was beat down.
Yeah, Brett Brown made him cry.
Yeah, something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that
So-
article came out yesterday. I was reading that.
Yeah, it was kind of, so.
Yeah.
So what about yours, man?
Oh man, dude.
What's your number 5?
Man, we talk about this guy a lot.
Nah, you love him, man.
Oh,
He's
man.
like your man crush. Huh?
No man. Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz is definitely my number 5 bust. You know, a lot of people are probably gonna give me crap because it's still early and he was hurt, blah blah. But
That's why he's number 5.
But
he
I
still
mean,
has
he
time to
has
move off the
time,
list.
But, I mean, I already know where his career is gonna go. He's just gonna flatline.
Because he wrote the book.
No, he's just gonna flatline. It's gonna flatline. I mean, like, you know, your team's in the playoffs and they don't want to use you. You know, you're the number 1 pick. Got to work on your shot through the mid-year. It's shoulder injury, and then you come and bust your teammate's face. Definitely a bust.
Man.
What would you have done with him after that situation?
So that was what's his name? Brian. What's his last name again?
Who?
The Philly GM.
Oh,
Colangelo.
Colangelo.
Brian.
That was his pick.
The former.
Yeah, the former GM. that was his pick, and a lot of people were not sold on him going number 1.
Well,
How much would that have changed Philly's season if they had somebody else? I think
Donovan Mitchell.
Well, I don't think Donovan Mitchell was ever in the conversation as one.
What if he would, or what if they had Tatum?
Yeah, I mean Tatum was
was
top 3
option.
for sure.
He was option.
So if they had Tatum, I mean, we may have been talking about Philly against Cleveland, going to Game 7 and not Boston, because Tatum was the only guy that showed up all 7 games for Boston. So yeah, not a big fan of Fultz. We all know why. If he becomes All-Star one day, that's still not enough for me. So I don't think he's ever gonna get there. I mean, dude is just a little cocky dude. So I hate the way he interviews. Just
Dodging questions.
Like
The Philly media.
Like you're
Philly
nobody.
media gonna eat him
you're
up,
nobody,
man.
Like you're a number 1 pick, but bro, how many points did you score? Like your coach made you work on your shot mid-season, so that says how much they think you're ready to
A lot
play.
of college players don't come in ready because in college you can just be the most athletic or the biggest or the
Yeah.
fastest and look better than everybody.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the potential is definitely there for basketball. Where they draft off potential, but for them to not even change your shot at the end of the year, which is what they're probably going to do with Lonzo. Like they're like, you know what? Magic was like, we'll let you shoot this way. It's not the way you shoot, but we'll let you shoot. If it doesn't work, we'll work on it on the off season. But with Fultz, they're just like, no. We're working on this right now.
How much did Fultz play in college?
I didn't like I don't
Very
like,
little.
I don't like the way he carries himself. I don't like his body language. I just don't like him. No.
It's still no hater
I
rate,
just
man.
don't, man. I just don't.
Yeah. I know.
Well,
Hater rate.
Straight hater, man.
Since we're talking rookies and busts and all that, Sam, who were you up? Did you have your guy?
Number 4,
Yeah. He had his guy.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel.
Oh, he had his Royce White.
Yeah,
Okay,
Royce
so we can hold on.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh shit, my bad.
So, you guys, with talking Markelle Fultz and rookies and all that, maybe you should probably just jump right into the NBA draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, very exciting. That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Yep.
Oh,
That's tomorrow. Lot of.
Phoenix got the first pick.
But
So who's
man, there's a lot of action. Like
A lot of movement, like
a lot of
speculation.
movement. I think maybe this year we finally see maybe a few blockbuster trades. Maybe.
the NBA is definitely
A lot
more
of
fun than the NFL right
mobility. The mobility of these players is just.
Well, a lot of teams have cap space right now, and the teams that don't have been winning and been in championships and all that for the last couple of years, or in Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals. So there is room to move. You may see something crazy, like I told you, that whole Cat trade to Minnesota with the number 8 pick to Cleveland. Nobody's talking about it. We're all talking conspiracy theories. It could happen tomorrow.
It could.
It could happen tomorrow.
Some crazy might just like.
So if I give you
Yeah,
Love in the 8th pick, you're not gonna give me Cat and I get my pick? You get 2 picks at that point.
Yeah, still not sold on it.
So they get the 8, and I think they got like the. Let me see what pick they have real quick, because they had Minnesota got one, right? So let's see, Memphis.
So Minnesota's not in top 10.
No, but they can if they have a 10 and an 8, or a 12 and an 8, or a 15 and an 8.
No,
They have a
Clips,
20.
Clips own 11 and 12, I think.
So they have a 20. If they had a 20 and an 8, could they get a 5? Could they get a 4?
20 and the... Wait, who?
Minnesota. They got players. They can move. If
They
they want to
can
move Cat.
move.
Who would they move? Who?
Cat doesn't want to be there. Nobody's talking Cat. They got Cat and Wiggins. And Wiggins.
I think the person most likely to move will be Wiggins.
Okay, so if you get Wiggins to Dallas, because everybody's
Because everybody knows Dallas
Who do
making.
you want? Who do you want?
and they'll give him Harrison Barnes.
Oh, please do. Just take him.
And the 5th pick, would you take Wiggins? To
No.
get Harrison off your team?
No,
Man.
not with the 5th pick.
You'd have a lot of youth.
Yeah, but I can't. For Dallas to give up the 5th pick, like it's gotta be
A surefire thing.
a surefire. And
Okay.
Wiggins is good. He's good.
Is Bagley Jr.
He-
or Bagley the third? Is he
He's
better?
not great, and he's also owed $200 million.
Okay, so they think Dallas is looking at Marvin Bagley with the 5th pick.
Yeah, they have that. I wouldn't mind it, but then the recent articles that I was reading this morning had Bagley going before 5 to where,
So nobody knows.
yeah, like it's a
Nobody
crapshoot.
knows.
Like it really is. Like, it's kind of like the NFL draft. Like everybody thought, oh yeah, he's gonna be slotted here. It makes sense. Nope. I mean, look who went number 1. Nobody had that until like the day of the draft.
Thing is, the NFL though, you're dealing with different specialized positions and things like that. You know what I mean?
Where in
Teams
the
need-
NBA, one player can dominate the whole.
Yeah,
the whole
you know what I'm
game.
saying? It's a little more simpler.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
who would you pick? One, DeAndre Ayton or Luka Doncic? Luka Doncic. Luka Don.
Like
Doncic.
Can't say
like
it,
Brian
Doncic.
is saying
Yeah.
that they should not pass up on
Luca.
Luca. Yeah, let's
Call him Luca.
Yeah, we're not pronounce his name. All right. Brian says they should not pass up on Luca, but I don't
Who says
think
that?
Brian.
Who's Brian?
Same
Oh,
friend?
Brian.
No,
Hey, Brian.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian. Nice
Thanks for
talking.
you dropping in,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, thanks for dropping in. I don't think Phoenix passes on.
I think Ayton, man. I'd
I
go
don't
with
think I don't
Ayton,
think
man.
They passed on Ayton. I mean, he's the safer bet.
Yeah, big guy.
Safer
isn't
bet.
that-
I mean, they would love to pair somebody with, a point guard with Booker, but the thing is, Phoenix has been so guard heavy. Like they have Brandon Knight, they have Bledsoe. Who else did they have that they had as point guards? Like they drafted so many point guards, and none of them
Really panned out, huh?
have really panned out. So I think they get their big man. I don't think who do they have right now? Tyson and Alex Lynn.
It's not a team I watch a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean, it's gonna be people that they're gonna want to move. I mean, but that's
Well,
been in the
they have
conversation.
Tyson Chandler and they have Alex Len.
Chandler's a
Tyson
freaking
Chandler's
veteran,
on his way
man.
out. Alex Len he averaged almost a double-double. He's very injury prone.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at that, they have guards. They traded for Michael Carter Jr.
Oh, they have Brandon Knight
or
as
whatever.
well.
And they
Brandon
have
Knight.
Brandon Knight.
Yeah,
they
Brandon
traded
Knight.
for. They have Brandon Knight. I mean, but he didn't play at all because the coaching staff doesn't like him.
Yeah.
So, and he was a Rookie of the Year candidate the year before.
I mean,
So
Phoenix
what do they
just has
do? Do they
problems.
get
Like,
more
whoever
youth?
goes there is gonna fail.
Yeah, so you go to Phoenix, who, when the Colangelos were there, were a quality team with Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni and everybody, Mari Stoudemire, and they drafted well. But in this league, it seems like you need a shooter. So why don't they just wow everybody and go with Trey?
Yeah.
They'll have to trade back for that.
See,
Like
they
there's no way.
They could get him lower, I think.
Yeah, there's no way. Like Trey Young, I believe is linked to Phoenix, but that's with Phoenix trying to get back in the first round. There's no
Right.
way they take him.
So
number
what if
one.
they traded Kawhi? Because that's one place that I think Pop would be okay sending Kawhi.
It's to Phoenix.
Why not? I mean,
But I don't
It'd
think
be
they
the
give
Kawhi
him the
show.
number one pick.
huh?
They're not going to give him the number one pick.
Yeah.
Like I think what's involved in that trade is you'll have to give up. I think you have to give up Booker, and I don't think that's smart either, right? Because for sure, like almost 99%, because again, nothing's guaranteed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi's not going to want to resign with Phoenix.
Well, let me ask you this.
He
way.
said he was going to LA. It doesn't matter.
Let me
I
ask you
mean,
like this.
I mean,
They
in
get the number one
2019.
pick. They have him for 4 years. They do nothing with the number one pick, and it gets buried or he's a bust or whatever, right? Or they can trade that number one pick, have Kawhi,
For 1 year,
and maybe he wants to stay there after because LA is not a far trip from Phoenix on a plane.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to stay there after, okay? And they were so bad that maybe they get the first round pick again.
so you're betting
thing is,
on
though-
the future, but I
Yeah.
don't see it happening because I think I think there's a few reasons, right? I think the two main reasons that Kawhi wants to get out is one, he feels like probably betrayal from Pop, right? Getting in the locker room to kind of jump on him pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And the second part of it is he wants to be marketable and he wants to go to a big city. You don't jump from San Antonio to Phoenix.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's,
Phoenix is a
Yeah.
pretty. I mean, in terms of players getting deals and making money after. I mean, Phoenix is
Yeah,
a good
Phoenix-
city of people. Phoenix, I mean, there's a lot of.
it's a
money in
boom town.
Yeah,
Phoenix is a
it's-
boom town. It becomes like a cool spot to go.
And think
you know what I'm
about it.
saying?
But it's not considered like when you
And
talk
Phoenix-
big market, right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's not a huge market, but he's close enough to LA that he can do
Closer
business.
to Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
look, you got Devin Booker, all-star point guard. Okay,
You got
Kawhi
Jackson.
Leonard, and then you got Josh Jackson, who averaged almost 16 points a game as a rookie. Okay, and only played on the back half of the season because they were trying to save him.
You have a lot of young players in Phoenix.
Well,
Like you have a good core. But don't get me wrong. Like I said the same thing about Philadelphia, but Phoenix is no Philadelphia.
No.
Okay, like Devin Booker is
Maybe because
is
they
a
play in the
star.
West.
He's a star, you know. But I mean, I feel like he kind of hit a plateau last year. I don't think he was as good as he was the year prior.
Devin Booker was way better this year than last year.
Was he really?
He averaged almost. He was like the 7th highest scoring player in the league.
Okay, maybe he just didn't make that much noise. This
He does.
year.
He does. Well,
because
when you play
they
in
were
Phoenix,
losing a lot.
Well, you lose in every game, and you play.
Losing every game.
And you basically, and you play at the 9 to 10 o'clock slot.
Yeah,
for
so
everybody else.
nobody pays attention. Yeah.
So it's like Seattle Seahawks at a night game. A lot of people don't even see them on the East Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
especially at the yeah.
Because
Yeah,
by the
like-
time the game starts, it's 9 o'clock.
I don't know, like, man, that's too much risk. I don't think anybody, like, think about it from a GM point of view. Would you ever give up a number 1 pick for a? Here, we won't go 99. We'll go 80% sure for a 1-year rental for
Yes.
a top 5 player.
For
He's
Kawhi,
a top
yes.
5 player.
For Kawhi, yeah. If you can keep your core, and you're just giving them a pick, and there's nothing else to lose, because you don't know what the pick is going to get anyways. So if you get 1 year and you make it deep in the playoffs, Phoenix looks like a destination other people want to go.
Yeah.
From a GM standpoint, I think the number 1 pick means nothing to Phoenix this year. More than Kawhi Leonard would mean to Phoenix this year.
Even if it's just for 1 year.
Because think of just jersey sales.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
Jersey
Oh,
sales,
yeah.
I mean, you could have a stud for the next. I mean, like, it's not gonna be 4 years. If your number 1 player pans out, you have it for probably close to a decade because, you know, even after his rookie contract, he's unrestricted, he signed to an extension.
Maybe.
So it never ends.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But
We know
Kawhi's a
what
surefire
Kawhi
deal,
is.
though. You know.
And and Kawhi leaves, you get the first draft pick the next year.
You get at
That's
least top
you-
5
that's
if you really suck.
If you suck.
You know.
But
you take Kawhi.
But if
off-
they're good and make the playoffs, you're like,
Yeah, and then you
18.
lose them and you get you're out of the lottery.
Yeah.
And it's just
So
like,
who says he doesn't like the coach better? Who says he doesn't like the area? We just know he doesn't like Popovich right now. That's all we know. Anybody can say anything they want, but Warren Buffett lives in Omaha, Nebraska, and he's the 5th richest person in the world.
yeah.
Okay? If you're rich, you can live anywhere happily.
Thing is, he lives there the whole. Yeah, I mean the all year round. I mean, for the most, that's his permanent residence is Omaha, but he probably bounces everywhere, you know.
But the point
everywhere
is,
under the sun.
when you're rich, you can be happy anywhere. So if Phoenix,
Yeah.
a lot of players like.
Oh yeah,
being
a
there.
lot of people, a lot of like athletes when they play in Phoenix, like a Kurt Warner or something, they play there. And it's like, I ain't moving. I'm staying here now.
Imagine-
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Something like that. It happens all the
Imagine-
time. Charles Barkley's the same way. He
Imagine
still
being the
lives
first
there.
one to win the championship in Phoenix.
Oh yeah. He'd be.
We're
Yeah,
talking the draft, right?
no,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I like.
He could be
I
like a
Where
legend.
you guys are going with this? I hear y'all.
like the most popular player to ever play for any
Yeah.
of the Phoenix fans is Larry Fitzgerald. And he came really close to winning a Super Bowl. And he is like probably the most popular athlete ever to
They
play
even
there.
got him on Phoenix EDU commercials.
Yeah.
University of Phoenix. I got my degree. You know?
University of Phoenix.
Yeah, they don't have it on a pit commercial. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They have it on Phoenix EDU.
So the number 1 pick, there could be movement. And then again, on your Andy's opinion, Phoenix is going to take Leighton or Littlecock. Right, Luka Doncic.
Luca.
Dude, you know what's crazy?
Don't.
I think
Look at them.
I was watching. I was looking at ESPN and
What they
they're
call
like, yeah, you know, you gotta draft this guy because he can hit shots like this, and they called it the banana shot.
Was that Luka?
Yeah,
Was
Luka
that
with
the one-
where he has a 3-point line and he one-handed it like this, and it went nothing but.
What is it,
net.
like 7 something, 7'2", 7'3"? I'll tell you what it is right now.
No, he's not that big.
Nah, who's this?
He's big for a point guard. I think he's probably like he's more like 6'6".
Who done?
Luka,
He's 19 years old. He's 6'8".
6'8".
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's very similar to Simmons.
Yeah, so he's but the thing is like.
But
they
how
said-
will his game translate to the NBA though?
Well, so they said that because he was, you know, with Real Madrid and he was European MVP, blah blah blah, has a great resume at 19.
He's Ricky Rubio,
Yeah.
but tall.
Well, hey, I'm not gonna lie, Ricky Rubio did not translate.
He was getting a lot of hype too. I remember he
Yeah.
was getting a lot of hype
You know, the
before
thing is, like,
he got
Rubio
drafted.
can't shoot. This year he developed a shot. He did develop a shot this year, playing in Utah, but you know he did nothing in Minnesota.
Didn't have to. He made him wait a year to come play, and then he got paid, and then he just rode the bench.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'm hurt."
He didn't seem like he had desire, man.
Yeah, he didn't have it, and he just wanted.
He didn't have. They call it the motor. He didn't have the
No,
motor.
he didn't have the motor. He had the Adidas contract. He didn't need to do anything.
No, it's yeah, I don't know.
So number 2.
Number 2, Sacramento. Who's linked to Sacramento?
Everybody. They're gonna get Cousins back.
Cousins back.
It's Sac City.
Sac Town.
So Sacramento, they basically have nobody on the roster. I mean, they have the worst roster hands down in the league. Their pick last year for their point guard for last year was terrible this year. I mean, every move they have made has been wrong.
Yeah, I mean they gave Vince Carter a contract.
Every move they have made has been wrong.
They gave Zach Randolph a contract.
Every move they have made has been wrong.
Yeah.
you're just enforcing that.
No. I'm just saying all those bad moves that they did.
Yeah.
Who are they tied to right now in that mock draft?
Would be Luka.
That's if Ayton doesn't go first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if
I'm
whatever.
hearing a lot of talks that, like, I think I read that as well, is that Sacramento's linked to Luka, but I don't think he actually goes at 2. I think they're more interested in somebody else.
If Cleveland gave him the 8 in Love, would LeBron stay for Luka? He doesn't generally like young guys.
But like the thing is, like LeBron needs the ball. He doesn't want a point guard, does he?
Yeah, he wants to play off the ball is what he said this last season. He said he wants to play off the ball.
He's tired.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I mean, that's how Reggie became so great. He learned to play off the ball. You know, and LeBron's already great, and he has nothing wrong with his game. So
Kevin Love in the 8th pick, is that enough to get the number 2? I guess. I mean, it's a player. How many years does Kevin Love have? 2?
And it's like $20 million a year.
Well, I mean,
24. Maybe 24.
I mean, depending on who Sacramento really likes at 2, they can probably get just like one step down, a couple picks later.
Well, I heard Atlanta is in the they want to trade their pick.
They're gonna trade.
Hey, you know who they're linked to?
Dallas.
Dallas.
They're gonna trade Schroeder? They're gonna trade Schroeder?
I'm not BSing y'all when I say everybody and everything is linked to Dallas. Every year.
What are they thinking?
And we get nothing.
So they're thinking Harrison Barnes.
It's not so like one of my good friends, Lamb, actually brought this up. We were talking about it yesterday. He was saying it wasn't swapping with Atlanta, but I guess it could also work with Atlanta. It was actually more with Memphis.
Okay.
But Harrison Barnes and the 5th pick for Parson Chandler.
Chandler
Parson.
He was already on Dallas.
He was.
And he didn't play.
Yeah.
And now he's on Memphis.
I didn't like that, but the whole point of it is because we're gonna talk about the draft. I don't like flipping Barnes for Parsons. Parsons. Really
Why would Parsons hasn't played in 4 seasons and he's collected how many millions?
Oh, he's collecting a lot of millions.
Yo, if I could do what he did.
Yeah, he's collecting a lot of. But the thing is, I think the Dallas fan base doesn't really like Parsons.
He don't play.
Yeah, but Dallas wants Luka.
Dallas wants Luka. So they
Bad.
would
Like,
so they would
bad.
have to get up to number 2 with Sacramento.
No, they're not gonna go number 2. They'll go I think number 3 is gonna be the highest they will go.
So you don't think they can make a deal with Sacramento, who makes all the bad moves in the world, and Phoenix, who doesn't need the number 1 pick?
Maybe they'll be like, hey, you know what? Seth Curry and the pick, and Seth Curry's a free agent. They'll be like, hey, I accept.
They probably will. Sign and trade.
Sign and trade.
Sign and trade.
Hey, you can just sign them yourself. No, I want to do a sign and trade with you.
So let's really break this down, though. Sacramento, they don't need the pick either. You know what I mean? Like they
need so much that
they need a draft overhaul. Huh?
They need more.
So
it's a 5-year project.
That's why I think Sacramento and Cleveland could really make some moves. Cleveland has a lot of veteran players that would look good in Sacramento.
They have a lot of bad contracts.
Sacramento can take it.
They do, but the thing is, like, a lot of times when you take back contracts, you want to get something back, and I think taking on back contracts and then moving back in the trade is not exactly enticing.
I'd give them Love, JR, and Tristan.
Oh yeah, just okay. Now they're maxed out.
Now they're done. now they're done. Right? Love, JR, and Tristan, and you're good to go from there.
You know what? Love is tradable. He is the only tradable asset on Cleveland.
He's actually a good player. Yeah, Love's actually a good player.
JR, George Hill, Tristan Thompson, untradeable.
George Hill's tradable.
Unless you include the number 8th pick.
So, all right, the real thing that we care about for you is Dallas.
Yeah. Well, but it's okay. Let's go to
What
Atlanta.
does Dallas need
No.
to be a contender in the West? Because
We need a
Dirk's
lot.
not cutting it.
So Dallas is really linked to Luka, and the thing is, I mean, let's talk about this here because I think this
You
is
guys
something
have a
about it.
point guard already.
Yeah, we have a point guard. So that's my thing. So my friend Lamb was like, I would rather have Luka and trade Smith. Trading Smith should net you something. Maybe not a first, maybe like mid first, probably not mid, probably like late.
What if
mid-teens.
Smith is the better player and Luka can't
Yeah,
hack
that's
it?
what I'm saying. It's like, well,
Like, you know Dennis can ball.
yeah, Dennis can ball. Dennis is athletic. Luka is not. That's the biggest question mark on him. It's like, dude, this guy's not athletic. He's not quick. He doesn't jump high. He's 6'8". Yeah, he's tall, but
And there hasn't been two guards that won a championship together since the '79 Knicks.
yeah, like that's what I was running for.
guards?
Yeah, that's what I
Walt,
was running for.
Walt
Like,
Frazier, Walt Frazier, and I forget the other dude's name off the top of my head. But Walt Frazier's Knicks was the last time that two star guards got together and won a championship like that.
Not even Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars?
I mean, but Dumars could be a small forward,
Oh, yeah.
like true like point guards.
Oh,
Like,
point
that's what I
guards.
was
Okay,
telling you.
point
It's
guards,
like,
yeah.
the last
He's a two
time
guard,
that
yeah.
even-
Dumars straight two.
even like two good guards, like a good point guard, good shooting guard combination, right? Besides Clay and Steph, which is like a rare combination, like two good guards just does not work.
Because they command the ball. a
Yeah,
lot.
look at Lillard and McCollum. That's not working. Look at Wall and Beal. That doesn't work. You know, so like,
DeRozan and Lowry.
yeah, DeRozan,
Yeah.
like that doesn't work. So like,
Nobody's getting where they want to get.
yeah, like so to me, like I don't want us to draft a point guard. I'd rather us get Mo, Porter, or Bagley.
So you want Mobamba because you
Yeah.
want the size.
Yeah,
want
like
big guys,
we,
huh?
we need a big guy. I mean, like we got screwed on the Noel deal, so we need a big guy. And you know what? If let's say Luka is there at 5, which I doubt, but if he is, I would trade back.
Why'd you just take him?
Like, I don't want Luka. I don't think that helps our team. We're not a point
Let
guard
me
away
ask you
from-
this. This is the beauty about the NBA, though. If Luka is the best player in the draft with the highest floor, okay, and potentially the highest ceiling,
because he's the youngest.
no, just because his quality of play, he just won a championship in the Spanish league. Like, he's an MVP. He's a leader of his team at age 19. Those are qualities you look for, and like that's what they said about LeBron. He was a king from day one. Like,
Yeah.
he's always been
Yeah,
a
no,
leader.
but the thing is, like,
So don't you want somebody who can lead men?
But
yeah, but LeBron
LeBron was this
always
freak
was
athlete,
destined
yeah.
to be a star. Like, he was destined to be a star. He is the next, like, he was labeled the next great basketball player.
So shouldn't-
Luka is good. He's not labeled as the next savior of basketball.
Well, to know about him from the Spanish league, the way people aren't talking about him, you have to be somewhat accomplished.
yeah.
You have to
I agree, but I don't know.
Yeah,
So you don't think
he's
you don't
that
think
guy.
he's a franchise changing?
He's not a franchise-changing player.
So then you don't need him.
We don't.
So then Leighton is the only franchise changing player in this draft, and Trey potentially Trey Young.
No, I don't know if there's that many.
I keep throwing
Yeah.
Trey out there because I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like-
can tell, man.
Like, I don't know if there's that many. Like, the thing is, like, they're talking about, like, so this is what I don't understand. They're saying, yeah, Phoenix is going to draft 8 number 1, but the thing is, the guys with the higher ceiling is not 8.
Is it Jackson? Is it Bagley?
Yeah, it could be Jackson, it could be Bagley, it could be Mo.
I guess
it could
Ayton
be
is the guy
Porter.
that can step in and
Yeah,
start
like,
right away.
He's like
Is that
the
what it's saying?
safest bet. He's the safest bet that, hey, you know what? His game would transition. He'll be ready to contribute right away.
All right, Andy. So when I look at this list, and you go Phoenix all the way down to Philly, okay? Who here, out of all these teams, the only teams that I see that would really be able to make a move to get help to go further are Cleveland, Dallas, Philly, and maybe Chicago, because they have a good young core with Chris Dunn in them.
Yeah.
So of those
Chicago is heavily linked to Trae Young.
So of those
Heavy.
4 teams, who should make a move? Should it be Cleveland?
You know what? All of them should make offers to Dallas for the number 5 pick right now.
So you think everybody should try and move up?
They should. I think Cleveland wants to move up. I think Chicago's probably okay where they're at because they believe Trae Young will be there at wherever, right? So it will go with what Orlando needs. I think if anybody moves up, it's probably to get one of the bigs. So if Porter's still there, like I want to say Dallas should move down, get some value. They have a early second rounder. Why not try to get a late or mid teens first rounder and get I'm just throwing this out there because this is the only name I know, but the guy that trips everybody, Allen from Duke, he's a good shooter.
Grayson Allen.
We could use a shooter, right? He's projected late first, early second, so we could get him, right? Like, why grab somebody at 5 when you can probably get him at 8?
What can you get for that 5th pick? If you're looking at, all right, so teams who need one more guy who's down in the draft, you have Milwaukee, you got Minnesota, you got the Clippers, you got teams down in the lower part of the draft who need maybe one player to get them into the playoffs and one player to get them over the hump.
But see, all those fall out of the top 10, and for Dallas, I don't want to fall out of the top 10 because my guy will probably not be there.
He wants it both ways.
Yeah, it always has to make sense for me because
he don't want one piece of cake.
Yes,
he wants
so
two.
for example, let's say we really want so the guy I really want is probably Porter Jr. So let's say he's available at 5. I don't think Orlando wants him. Chicago doesn't want him. I don't think Cleveland wants him either, right? Like, why not move down? If I can get him later and, other people on the board like Bagley or Mo, right? Because if we miss on those guys, it's fine. Because, again, we're in the talks with – we're not in the talks, but we're linked to Cousins, Capella, Jordan, right? So if we really want a big man, we can pay for a big man. We got cap space. We've been wanting to pay somebody. We're just like, hey, take this money. And everybody's like, hey, I'll take it. Oh, wait, no, here you go. I'm going to get locked in my house, right? So – like, if we want a big man, we can pay for one, right? But we need somebody that could be game changer. And for me, the game changer for Dallas will be at the small forward position.
So why don't they go after Kawhi? That's a real question.
But the thing is, like, it's too big of a gamble to get him. And you're probably wanting us to give up the number 5 pick. And all we get is a 1 year. The thing is, like,
certified all-star.
Dallas has not been able to lock down any big name free agents. So I'm not confident that we could give up the number 5 pick and just be like, hey, Kawhi's gonna play the season out, and he may like it, and he'll like. I don't see that. I don't see that. Harrison Barnes came here because we were the only one giving him money. Wesley Matthews come here because we were the only one willing to give.
He got traded to Dallas. You guys just re-signed him on an extension. I don't know what y'all were thinking doing that, but he got traded to Dallas.
For Barnes? Yeah, well, the thing is, he agreed.
No, Wesley Matthews got traded there.
No, he signed here.
Yeah, after his trade, a year later, he got traded here from Portland near right before.
All right, I'm gonna question that. I question you.
He got traded.
I question you all the time, and I lose. All right, but I'm gonna question that because I remember that year it was DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Matthews, right? And the reason why Matthews got the max, his contract went up because it was under the contingency that we were going to get DeAndre Jordan, which we technically did, except it wasn't signed.
Yeah.
So when he went away, his contract went up. Mm-hmm. So,
but that was on his restricted free agency contract because he got traded from Portland.
All right, well, you can double check that. I'll tell you my story.
All right, so you've gone through the draft pretty much, right? Who do you think is going to be the best player to come out of that whole draft?
Oh, man, you don't know, man. You could.
It's okay. We're asking you. You're future forecasting. It's all right. You can pick somebody.
It's not Markelle Fultz.
It's not more. He can't be. He can't. He's drafted last year.
Who do you think?
I think, man, I like the Michael Porter guy.
Yeah,
but he was hurt all last year. You know what I mean? This and that.
Well, they said the medicals look good.
Mm-hmm.
It looked good.
Yeah, it's like
I was concerned.
When I see him play, he just seems like he had. You know what I mean? He's got that game. He's got that game.
I was concerned because he had to cancel workout due to hip, his hip not feeling good. That part does concern me.
He can't be the best player. What's the best ability?
Availability.
Best available athlete?
No, you said what's the best ability? Availability.
All right, so
if he's injured and he's easily injured, then he can't be the best player in the draft.
I'm gonna say the best player if we because Porter has question marks around his health. I'm gonna go with Mo.
Stuck him in a vacuum. Obama comes out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Ayton, man. Ayton's probably.
I think
That's
no
it.
because he's a defensive presence. So like a lot of people compare him to Gobert. But the thing is, he has developed a 3-point shot.
Well, with all that said, Trey is going to be the best player in the draft.
Man, you know, like
And
I
that's
think
just
hey,
because-
this time next year we could potentially have Trey Young as a potential
Rookie of the year.
bust.
Oh.
So, who was your number 3 bust?
My number 3 bust is Roy Williams.
Oh, Texas wide receiver.
Did we do
Then with
3
Detroit.
yet? Did we do 4 yet?
Did you do 4? I thought you. Oh, go to 4. My
Oh
bad.
yeah,
4.
We're all messed up in here.
My 4. I mean,
You said-
big fan of his. I hope he does well in CFL. Doesn't that come back to now? I don't know. I just like. I mean, just as far as draft wise, he just things that didn't work out for him. I mean, he got so much hype, but there's still hope for him to come
He
back.
didn't go to a good situation.
Yeah.
He was the poster child for the so much cocaine meme.
Yeah.
He didn't go,
Popping bottle. He's popping bottle. And hell yeah.
Money Menzel, right? But no, like
I'd want to party with him.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think for me,
As long
was,
as he's paying.
me was RG3, but it's not his fault. It's not his fault that he became a bust because he was doing good.
Roy Williams?
No, we're
RG3.
talking 4. We'll go
Oh, you're on RG3. Okay.
Yeah. RG3, he would have been good. He wouldn't be on this list if Shanahan didn't.
Put him back in.
Yeah,
Put him back. Oh yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. The coaches should have protected him from himself. All right.
I think that's why I mean, like players.
They just
like-
want to play,
like,
man.
They do want to play because of their competitive spirit.
Yep.
And they don't want to be seen as, hey, this guy quit on his team, which is why the media sucks.
Yeah, the media's
Right.
ragging on Andrew Luck for this and that. Like, is he
Yeah.
really hurt? Is he really hurt?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, the thing is, like, you know, like, don't mess with this guy's money, man. Don't mess with this. Look, RG3 cost himself a lot of money. If he were, like, the thing is, you know, we're being, you know, like, hypothetical here, but if he never came back into the game, there is a chance that he could still be playing.
Yep. They could have
Right.
healed properly.
And he could have healed properly, and he could have landed a big contract, right? He would, like, the Redskins would still be relevant, right? Like,
Yeah.
Cousins would have been an afterthought. We wouldn't be talking Cousins right now because he would have just signed with some team, and he would have been probably great at that team, right? Like, you're talking about, like, domino effect, right? Which is why we probably don't really want to go too deep into it. But, I mean, that one scenario of putting him back into the game changed his life and probably changed the Redskins organization, you know, for years.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, Sam.
3?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's Greg Oden, man, the guy with the full beard as a freshman. Freshman. Oh man, in college, I was like, man, how did this dude was busting out gray hair? You know
And
what I mean?
that's
I
like,
was gonna say, that's what I was gonna
say.
Mohammed Shabazz.
Shabazz Muhammad.
Shabazz
He had
Muhammad.
it backwards.
Shabazz. This dude look like a grown man.
Well,
Yeah.
Greg Oden looked like he was the Kembe Mutombo's dad. Like
I know.
he looked like he fathered Mutombo and then tried to play ball.
And then he lasted a couple years in the NBA. And it's like he had knees of Shaq at 20. You know what I mean?
Can you
You know what I'm saying?
imagine Portland with KD?
Yeah.
Right? That would be
It's gonna be LeBron and KD in LA. Just saying.
LeBron and KD. That's wishful thinking.
Oh, yeah.
LeBron and KD in LA. The money's there. They can play together. They like each other.
Yo.
Who's your third? Yeah, man. Your third.
You on Roy Williams?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I hate Roy Williams, man. He got traded to the Cowboys. We gave up a lot. We gave up a lot for him. This dude did nothing.
He did about what Dez did last year.
No, Dez did more than him. Dez did more than him.
Not last year.
No, like Dez worst season, Dez did more than him, and that's bad.
Why do you think Roy failed?
I think he just saw the money. He's just like,
Because he was a problem in college. I mean, double team, triple team.
Yeah, he was.
like. But the thing is, like, when
He was
by the time he got traded to us, like, he was never that guy.
You think he just? Do you think that depression is a real thing for athletes? Like maybe that it might have been more of a mental thing than his actual physical.
I don't think it is because, like, you know, growing up, you know, you get hyped,
Mm-hmm.
and you know it, right?
So you feel so he was.
But
Just,
I think it's just like, hey, you know, because right when he got traded, Dallas gave him a fat contract. It was like,
See
I'm good.
the thing that I've never seen pan out is like a number 2 receiver that had a great couple years, move to a team and becomes a number 1 receiver. Yeah. That never works out. I can't think of one situation where that worked out, where that number 2 guy became a number 1 guy on another team.
Yeah, you're
you know
a number 2 guy for a reason.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if you're the number 2 guy, you just run a couple routes one-on-one, catch a few balls.
The pressure is not on you.
Start getting double team as you're a number 1. People start focusing on you.
You're not a number 1 receiver in the NFL until you can beat a double team.
Yeah.
That is really what it is. You're not a number 1 receiver in the NFL unless you can beat a double team.
Yeah.
So Dez will not be a number 1 receiver.
Because he's a straight line runner. He's just powerhouse.
He's like, oh, there's 2 guys. Oh, hey, I'm out of bounds.
You have Antonio who can split a defense. He understands route running and concepts. So
zone busting and stuff like that.
You have to be smart. Like, you have to study the game. And, they always say, coming to college, you can rely on just your athletic ability.
And that's what we were saying earlier,
Right? But once you get to the pro level, you have to use your brain.
And I think that's why you see so many busts, like your number 2.
Who, me?
Yeah, you can go.
Kwame Brown, man. Michael Jordan was hyping this guy up, man. I remember. Oh, man. Man. Michael Jordan, oh, yeah, that's our guy. That's our guy.
Yeah.
No. But you know what's a big red flag for athletes for me?
What is?
When they do an interview and they're not coherent in their interviews. So Sam, say you asked me an interview question, right? You can ask me anything. You ask me, what was it like after your mother died? You know how they have those struggle stories and all that,
yeah.
Right? And then he's like, well,
he came out of high school too.
Yeah, they're just like, well, like they've never been coached. They've never been, they just look like fools on there. And I feel like that translates to the game too. Like an intelligent person, like Jalen Rose, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that guy was amazing, right? Like he was a glue player, but he could hit 50 points in one night at any time, right? But nobody looked at him like, oh, he's an ignorant, dumb guy. You'd hear him on the mic, and you knew he was a smart player. That's why he could play and got the contracts he got and did the things he did as a role player.
Yeah.
See what I mean? But then you get these athletes like your boy Kwame, who's
drafted number 1.
Yeah,
overall.
big for no reason.
Well, because they look at just athletic ability. The thing is, what do they use? The combine moves your draft stock up.
Yeah, and
right, because you can bench 225 200 times. What is that gonna do? Are you gonna bench press the guy? Is that how you're gonna get to the end zone?
He's gonna back into
because
somebody.
Because you can jump higher. Because
the eye test
he's gonna beat him off the line.
Yeah. What you see on the field should be more a field, pitch, grass,
court.
I think I got them all.
People are also about speed, but the thing is, it's not just how fast you run the 4.4. I mean, the 40. I mean, T.O. What is he, like a 40-year-old man or close to?
4.45.
He ran a 4.4. Right?
That video's doctored, man.
Right? What? It's quick.
It's Julio Jones. I mean,
4.4 is fast, but
yeah.
Would you right now put T.O. as your number 1, number 2 receiver? No.
Dallas, I would.
But if he was 20 years younger, they'll be like, oh man, dude, this guy's fast. We gotta draft him. I mean, the Raiders did it with what was it?
Derek Bay.
They completely passed up on everybody because this guy was the fastest, and he did nothing.
The speed guys normally don't too well in receiving.
For Pittsburgh.
The speed guys doesn't really do too. I mean, I remember guys like like Rocket Ishmael and
another Cowboy.
Guys like that. You know what I mean? Like pure speed guys.
Athletically, they should have been able to smoke anybody.
Yeah, but the thing
is, they couldn't
think,
get their head wrapped around the game.
Yeah, I think running a 40, running at quick doesn't exactly translate to how quick. So if you had to do a stop and go, how quick do you accelerate after that?
And decelerate, yeah.
Right.
That's
So
why
they don't look into
that.
that. They just look into, hey, this guy can run into a straight line. It's like, okay, great. This guy can jump high. Okay, great. Hey, this guy can bench 225.
If a receiver's running a 4.4, the cornerback specifically probably runs the same or a little faster.
4.2.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
you know
what I'm saying?
He's doing it backwards.
And forwards. See?
And left to right. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think the cornerback position is the hardest position in sports to play in.
Without a doubt, man.
Because, you know why? They need good hips.
They're all salsa dancers on the low.
They're all salsa dancers.
All right, number 1 is big on both of y'all.
Oh, man. Yeah. Ryan Leaf, man.
Ryan Leaf.
Ryan Leaf.
Isn't he in jail right now?
Nah,
No,
maybe.
he went into a drug rehab
was,
program and he's out and he's much better now.
See, the thing is, I think they did an interview with him, like him and Peyton Manning. They asked him, like before the draft, like what would you do with your first signing contract, something like that. He said, I'm gonna take me and a bunch of my best friends to Las Vegas. I think Peyton Manning said
that's what your GM wants to hear.
Peyton Manning said, I'll put in a savings account. I mean, come on, man. Who wanted to hear that, man?
Can we get some more Peyton Manning?
I know, man. Golly, that's so corny, man. I mean, that's what I do too, but I wouldn't tell anybody. You know what I mean? I want to hear a fun answer. You know, that's why I watch TV to hear something. You know what I mean?
What if he's like,
man,
I'm gonna buy my partnership to Papa John?
I don't know, man. It's just I watch TV because I want to hear something, entertaining.
Well, that says a lot about who Ryan Leaf was, though.
Yeah.
At the same time, right? Because he was the same guy who snapped on a reporter. Mm-hmm. He's the same guy who got caught breaking and entering after his NFL career was over. He's the same guy who went through drug rehab. Maybe Peyton Manning was onto something.
Yeah, maybe, but
maybe boring is better.
Hey, he was definitely the better.
Yeah, he was, but
And we got another huge bust for Andy.
Like literally huge bust.
Go ahead.
Jamarcus Russell.
Oh man,
I think this guy ate his way out of the NFL.
He ate his way in, really, because he was that big. He was 40 pounds overweight.
Huge, like what was he like? Close to 300.
He was linebacker status.
Yeah,
he was probably like 280ish. I guess it worked for a year or two.
I've never seen. No, he only played like 4 games.
Oh.
Yeah,
I have never seen anyone throw a ball as hard and as far as I've seen that guy throw a ball. And he had, if he would have just worked at it, if he would have just worked at it. Last year he said that he could play right now, because he's obviously healthy and in a lot better shape. But he was like, I just want a shot. I just want one shot. Hey, they gave Tebow a shot at baseball. I mean, why not give Jamarcus another round?
I think he's over the hill. He's damaged goods at this point.
Yeah, he's probably
quarterbacks
totally
can
out.
play to their 40.
If you're Tom Brady and you're a vegan, you got
you've been playing.
Yeah, you've been playing. This guy's been out. He's been on the couch.
Put him on as a backup. I mean, think of all the backups in the NFL.
Quarterbacks
Gumbo, you know what I'm saying?
Quarterbacks got to work out too, and he gonna make the drills.
Put Jamarcus in Green Bay behind Aaron Rodgers, and let him just sit there and learn for a couple seasons.
Like behind him, let him be the running back. That's what he'll be good for.
With somebody who can throw the ball 80 yards on a friggin' string, 80 yards. I mean,
Oh, get out of here. No, friend.
I just think when I think of Tim Couch being a backup quarterback, or what's the guy from New Orleans that did that commercial for Verizon and then he got picked up by the Bears as a starting quarterback last year? Glenn, yeah.
Sean Glennon. Right? Mike Glennon.
If he could be a backup quarterback, why can't Jamarcus be a backup?
It's too late, man.
Is it really the same age, probably?
Because he's been out of the game for so long.
He's been
Glennon ain't balling.
So it don't matter.
He had a ruptured spleen.
But he's been on a
I think you're both being racist right now. I think what you're saying is white people could be quarterbacks to their 40 and black people can't.
Man.
That's what I'm hearing.
No, what I'm saying is, if you take care of yourself, you can be in the league.
Right, but he's in shape, right? So if he went
in shape, right?
He's in shape now. He's in shape. So if he went through a TO workout and proved that he was in shape.
He went to a TO workout.
Did you see that TO workout?
Dude, I remember back then. I think was he in Philly? He was doing work on his driveway.
He's
like, I'm doing push-ups.
He's trying to get ready for this next game. No,
it was funny.
The worst TO interview ever was probably Tony Romo, right? It's my quarterback.
My quarterback, man.
Hey, you know why they said he didn't want to show up? Because he might cry. He might cry. He might cry at home. They're gonna have cameras at his house, and they're like tear. Oh, that's my quarterback. Be like, no, they're talking about you. Oh, wait, but that's me.
Nah.
T.O., man.
Well, you guys pretty much covered your whole whiteboard here today.
Oh, let's talk some crazy scenarios real quick.
Okay.
How are we doing on time?
We started at 6:45, so it's 8:06 right now.
Yeah, because we talked draft.
We're over 15 minutes.
But we didn't really talk about
Kawhi going all these places,
where
man.
he could be. what
He
Laker
says
Nation,
he's-
what Laker Nation could look like.
He says he's going to be in LA in 2019. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so that's gonna hurt the returns
Yeah.
of whatever
I
anybody's gonna give
think
him.
he's trying to hurt the returns because
He's trying to
so,
force his way there.
So mad at San Antonio.
Is he being petty at this point?
Well, so here, let me ask y'all this. So, do y'all like what he did? Because, this gives the player the control, in a way, of where he could go. Because before, it's like, hey, you know what? You can, look, for example, Isaiah, has a great year, plays hurt, right? Gets shipped to Cleveland. Boom. From Cleveland, gets shipped to the Lakers, right? He had no control, right? Kawhi is a star in this league. And, with being a star, you have a little bit more power, a little bit more sway. And with him saying, hey, I'm going to go to the Lakers. Right?
I think it's poetic justice because the way Pop runs the show. I mean, it's back in his face. And I mean, now, okay, I guess I'm backpedaling. I mean, I'm getting the short end of the stick here after all this time I've been the boss.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'm not.
They finally met.
You know what I mean?
They finally met.
What about Kawhi being the player who everyone has always ignored? He is a top 5 player easily in the
because
world.
of the system and being
He like a product of the system.
He had to go through the G League. He had to come up. So he's always been under someone's thumb, but he's never had anyone say, wow, this guy's special. And Pop had an opportunity to say, is your team, you're special. And he didn't do that. And then he made him feel worse by using veterans who are on their way out of the league to call him out, essentially. So if you were Kawhi, and everyone in LA is telling you they love you, why wouldn't you say you're going to go play there? It's a younger team.
Yeah.
It's a more fun team. It's not stuffy old San Antonio Spurs.
But why are we just talking about like him only going to the Lakers? What about the Clippers? No, still LA, man.
I don't think it's.
I think the Clippers had their like 10 years, and now they're just gonna go back the other way.
I think Kawhi wants to go LA. He wants to be Showtime. He doesn't want to be the afterthought. He doesn't want to be the team that shares the arena with Showtime, right?
Yeah, no, he wants to be the man wherever he goes. That's something we talked about when I first started coming on the show with you guys. I said Kawhi wants to be in a place where he is getting minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah, consistently, and he's the man.
So here's a wrinkle to throw out that, right? So I know we always talk about him wanting to be the man because he wants to, recognized as the guy, not the system, right?
You hear a lot.
But he knows that LeBron's trying to team up with him.
Yes.
So with LeBron doing that, obviously LeBron is 1 and he's going to be 2. Is that going to be okay with him? With him wanting to be the man, LeBron comes along and, anywhere that LeBron goes to, you are no longer the man. It is LeBron's show until he's gone.
I don't know if it would be looked at like that because Kawhi is a level. He's at the caliber skill-wise of LeBron.
Younger.
He's at that level. He's at that caliber, and it could be a Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen situation.
For a couple years,
and then
LeBron
he falls off, and Kawhi's because Kawhi and KD are 2 players who we won't be able to write their book until after LeBron is retired, potentially. We won't know who they are.
A lot of people are writing KD's book right now. They're saying KD's better than LeBron, which I do not agree with.
LeBron carried weak teams, and KD has always been on stronger teams. And KD has never had the pressure that LeBron's had. If you flip their careers, maybe LeBron wins 10 championships.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
If you put him in OKC with Russell, they probably get to the finals or win.
No, Russell will jack up a shot.
It doesn't. But LeBron would
check him.
LeBron
Be like,
would
take
be
that
in the
shot.
locker
All right,
room
I'll
like
put the ball.
that would be the 2 guys that I think would fight in the locker room and we'd hear about it.
Yeah.
They'll come out black guy and be like, no, nothing happened. We're just talking.
Fight.
Black eyes, sunglasses, But yeah, no. So with Kawhi, he's just such a different player that even if I was Boston, I'd be looking like you said earlier.
Boston made an offer.
You said they made an offer and they may make the same one, but Jaylen Brown and their pick for him is worth Kawhi for a year. Because you can always get Jaylen may want to come home when he's unrestricted.
I disagree. Speaking of Jaylen.
If it's about winning championships and you're a GM,
speaking of Jaylen,
Kawhi, Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, and Jason Tatum as your starting 5 is probably the best in the league.
I think you have a better chance of signing LeBron outright than you would getting Kawhi in a trade because I wouldn't do that. I mean, because I feel like giving Jalen, who could be, like he didn't show up, game 7, but he stepped up his game. I don't think you give up on who would be third year player.
It'll be his third year, yep.
It'll be his third year. I don't think you give up on him for a 1-year rental.
We don't know.
Unless we don't know that, but with them saying, hey, I want to go to LA, so I would trade Jalen if they're like, hey, you give us 48 hours to negotiate a contract extension. If Kawhi says no, then the trade's off the table. Like, I think that would be the only way I would give up a young, up-and-coming star.
Do you know who played in LA for 2 seasons and tried his whole career to get there? Paul Pierce. You know where he played at? Boston. You know where he's from? LA.
Inglewood.
Okay, and he decided that when he was in Boston, there was no better place to play. And players know this.
Yeah, I mean, like it could
So
change, right? Because that's what like championship teams want to sell people on. Like kind of what during the whole Paul George thing, it's like, hey, we'll get him and we're gonna change his mind, right? So I mean, there's always that thought, but I think with him coming out to actually say, hey, I'm going to the Lakers 2019, I think that's different because no one's said that.
A lot could change in a year.
A lot could change in a year.
A lot could change. And what I'm saying, if you're in an atmosphere like you take Brad Stevens, Greg Popovich, who do you think he's going to get along with more?
Brad Stevens.
Okay, where do you think he's going to probably have a better fit in what he wants?
Well, like the thing is, like I don't disagree with you that Boston's a great fit for a lot of players. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's kind of like everybody and their mom linked to the Dallas Mavericks, right?
Yeah.
But does it make sense? And like I just can't do it. I can't give up a up and coming young guy. If you said, hey, Horford in the pick, oh, that's done.
But then you need your middle. Then you need someone in the middle.
Oh man, we'll
we don't have enough.
Boston,
no.
Get JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee.
You still need the way Boston is constructed. They're made to be an all-star player at every position. Right. Last one before you all say goodbye. Kawhi to Cleveland.
Like
that's absurd, man.
I hear talks of that.
Really not.
Yeah, I hear it too, but
that way, Mr. James gets his supermax.
Yes.
He's super happy.
Yep.
Super excited.
Either you can move the 8th pick and 2 or 3 players.
I think it has to be the 8th pick and 2 or 3 players. Like talking like Kevin Love,
J.R. Smith,
and
Tristan Thompson.
They probably won't take that, but give them George Hill.
Okay. And
give them back to San Antonio.
And they'll take that, and you'll get San Antonio's pick, and then you flex whoever you got left, like Tristan in that pick, and you try and move up.
You might just amnesty him.
Amnesty.
Just be like, hey, what?
But seriously, Cleveland is a destination, and if they want to keep LeBron, that's the move.
That would be the move. And you know what?
I know, but
like as much as I want to see LeBron on Boston, like I would love to see that as well.
And we may find out tonight.
Yeah. And you know what?
Yeah.
The one thing that we haven't talked about yet is the one guy that could really, really change the domino effect.
Paul George.
Yeah.
Because if Paul George stays in Oklahoma City, right? So this is all hypothetical, right? George stays in Oklahoma City. Kawhi doesn't get traded to the Lakers right away because they said potentially he could get traded at the deadline.
Yeah, or at the season start or whenever. Yeah.
So I think that would be very, very awkward.
They have until February.
Yeah, so I think that'd be very awkward. So I don't know.
You want to get him gone before the season starts.
I think they'll want him gone. So we got to see what happens with that. But then does LeBron jump ship by himself? Want to play with Lonzo?
Nobody wants to play with Lonzo.
Nah.
He's gonna make.
I don't know.
Trying to deal with his.
Lonzo can put you in the rap.
Trying to deal with his brand. Deal with his fans.
Yeah, when you got a player.
No, they do it for the glam. He does it for the.
Yeah. And he don't want to deal with the fam and deal with the. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody does.
Hey, insert music now. Right now, where is it?
It's just terrible. I don't think LeBron wants to play with the young guys. He never has. He's always had all his young guys traded out for.
Yeah, let's get rid of Wiggins.
So
he wants vets.
So my call is Cat gets traded to Cleveland or Kawhi gets traded to Cleveland. That's my call for the draft surprise.
I would give up the number 8 pick for either one because I think So this sounds really weird. I think Kawhi could consider resigning in Cleveland because he gets to play with LeBron. Right? But that would be the only reason, though. It's not because he loves Cleveland, but it's the fact is like, hey, you know what? We could be great. Yeah. I mean, like, you're talking number 1 seed every year and probably a very, very good chance.
And LeBron can sign a 1 year if Kawhi comes over and they can both bounce to LA in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot that that's why the NBA is so much fun this year.
Yeah. No, it is. I think there's going to be, I hope there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, I want to see some action.
Yeah, like, I want to see pieces move. Like, I mean, I would love to see LeBron and Kawhi in Cleveland, which would be one piece moving. But I would love for them to bolt to LA and Paul George to come along. Like, dude, like, that's what every Laker fan is waiting for. Like, I mean, they already got, you know, the Photoshop jerseys and everything.
They already made it.
They already made it. I mean,
around.
that would be a dream team.
No. I mean, there's so many potential super teams this year that it's like we can beat this we can beat this horse all day. It's not gonna die. It's not.
But hey, one place for sure he's not going, Dallas, and the other place he's not going to is also Houston.
And the Knicks aren't gonna do anything with their team this year.
The Knicks, they're talking about trading Kyrie to the Knicks because that's one of the destinations he wanted to go to originally.
Yeah, no.
For the pick.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
You want to do it? You want to do number 10?
You would rather that
number 9.
You would rather that the Boston Celtics give up the number 9 for a championship player than Dallas give up the number 5 for what we talked about earlier?
No. I'm talking about like giving up Kyrie to get the number 9 pick from the Knicks.
No, why would you do that?
You don't like it?
We got a great team. We don't need to do anything to it.
Well, you might lose Marcus Smart to Dallas. I'm just saying.
But they can deal with that. You guys can have them.
Yeah, we're probably gonna overpay for him.
Yeah, you guys will pay like $22 a year.
We'll pay $22 a year, and then Barnes makes $25. Wesley makes $25. Oh, we're out of cap space, and we have no superstar.
So to sum it up, who's your number 1 pick in the draft?
Ayton, man, Ayton.
Who's your number 1 pick?
Let's just be different. Let's go with Mo, number 1.
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba?
All right, and on that note.
Yep. So this wraps up TATS Live.
15.
15.
Quinceañero.
All right, and then we'll catch y'all next Wednesday, 6:30 ish.
We're always on time.
TATS. Two Asians talk sports. 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 Two Asians talk sports. TATS. Two Asians talk sports. TATS. Two Asians talk sports.